Good morning, my friends, and welcome. This is Father Marcus from the Costa Blanca Anglican Chaplaincy speaking to you on the first Saturday of Lent. And Lent is one of my favourite seasons in the liturgical year. It's a time when we unashamedly take time out of our busy and hectic lives and focus deeply and meaningfully on our spirituality and our faith and what it all means to us. It's a time when we take stock of our belief and our actions, and when we reflect on what's going on with us and God at the moment. Lent this year is going to be very different from all the Lents that we've ever had before. Of course it is, because the world is a different place. So I'm doing my Lenten observance in a different way. And I'm just going to invite you to join me. That's all it is. This is an invitation. If you want to take it up, please do. If you don't, then that's absolutely fine. You do whatever it's right for you. And I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from my love of music and literature, in particular music. I'm a great fan of rock music and proper music and guitars and stuff, but I'm also a great fan of lyrics. I remember a while ago reading Paul Simon's biography and doing a whole series on the radio about his life and his music. And one little thing stands out about him more than almost anything else, and it's the amount of time and energy and detail he puts into writing the lyrics for his songs. He doesn't just sit down and pen a song in a couple of hours or even a couple of days. He constantly revisits it and revisits it and revisits it over time. And he also collects up words and phrases that he likes, and he hangs on to them until there's a right moment to use them. A very classic one was that he was in a restaurant in America. He'd never been there before. And on the menu was a dish which was a chicken dish that also had an egg with it. And the dish was called Mother and Child Reunion. And he loved that phrase, and so he wrote it down in his little book. And it was literally years later that he used it in a song. In fact, it was a title of a song from his album called Paul Simon. And the track is Mother and Child Reunion. And the song isn't about a chicken and an egg. It's quite a deep song, but I'm just saying to get it right, he took time and energy and space and revisited it over and over again, just to get it right. There are other pieces of music where sometimes people don't always go over it as many times as you might think they ought to. Now, I'm going to play you a very little snippet of an Alice Cooper song. And I'm going to tell you afterwards, or ask you, whether or not you think it's genius or laziness. Just listen to this. It's from School's Out by Alice Cooper. We've got no class. We've got no principles. And we've got no innocence. And we can't even think of a word that rhymes. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He included in the song the line, "We can't even think of a word that rhymes." Now, either that was lazy, they couldn't think of a word to rhyme, so he didn't go around changing it so that they could make it fit, or it's genius, absolutely including that as genius. I'm going to go for the genius way myself. But it's just giving me an indication of saying to you that sometimes for things to be produced well, we need to revisit them over and over again and get them right. And so that's going to be my my Lenten path this Lent. I'm going to revisit some of the words that I say. I'm very quick at opening my mouth and let it all come out. And sometimes it would be much better if I thought about what I was going to say. And sometimes it would be much better if I thought about what I was going to write as well. And whether or not I'm going to immediately change that habit or not, I don't know. I'm going to work at it through Lent. But here's the thing. I'm going to take some time during Lent to write. I don't know whether it's going to be a song or whether it's going to be a poem or whether it's going to be just a piece of prose that you can fit onto one sheet of paper. It's not going to be very long, but I'm just going to write what Easter means to me. and I'm going to write it and then I'm going to revisit it. And the idea is for it to inform my own belief and thinking about where I am in my understanding of Easter. And sometimes it's not until we actually try and put things onto paper or into words that we actually know what we think. We know what we've been told, we know what other people say about it, we know what the story is, but what does it mean to me? What does Easter mean to me? What effect does it have on my life? What would I say about it if I was only given at the most a page of notes? If I wrote something and then went back to it after sleeping on it, would I want it to stay the same? I'm just going to have a go at it. It might be a song, and if it's a song, I can't write music, so I will steal somebody else's tune and put words to their tune. If it's a piece of poetry, I'm not sure whether or not it's going to rhyme particularly well, and I'm not sure. I'm not a poet at all. But I'm just going to have a go. What I'm thinking is, I want it to be a little bit more deep than something like roses are red, violets are blue, you're alive and Jesus is too. Although I think that's pretty cool, just coming off the top of my head. But I'm just going to have a go at revisiting my thinking about my faith, which is to do with Easter. And I'm going to put it down, and during the 6 weeks of Lent, I'm going to revisit it and see whether or not it moves and changes. And I'm just inviting you to have a go. Just have a go. Because I think it's something that we haven't done during the whole season of Lent before. And if you do choose to have a go, then let me, when we get to Easter, and soon after Easter, let me have your pieces. And just, let's see what we... It's not a competition. There aren't going to be prizes. You can't get it wrong. You can't be better than anybody else, but it might be just a nice thing to share, a nice thing to do. And if it's to do with music, maybe we can find a way of, playing it along to some piece of music and having a go. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of enjoyment. It's just about making Lent great for us and different this year. If you are going to email it to me, marcusronchetti@yahoo.co.uk. And whatever you do, enjoy it. And if you want to include, we couldn't think of a word to rhyme, steal it from Alice Cooper. He won't mind. He's a good man of faith. Bless you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.